26 years ago, when Tri-State Bowling Supply first started serving the supply needs of this city's finest bowlers, there was only the Western Hills location. Now they have grown to 3 to better serve the entire Cincinnati area. They handle the pros and the beginners with the same care and attention. They offer a complete line of quality equipment at competitive prices. The reason for their success? Quality service and dependable people. Tri-State, 26 years of quality.
Hello, I'm Jeff Weiler, speaking for Jeff Weiler Chrysler Plymouth. In this 1994 Chrysler Concorde, equipped with dual airbags, anti-lock brakes, and a 3-point unibelt safety system, sets the safety standards you need in 1994. And for as little as $17,995, you can drive this car home. Or how about this world-class Chrysler LHS with discounts as much as $2,500? Both cars can be seen at Jeff Weiler Chrysler Plymouth, located in Jeff Weiler's Eastgate Auto Mall, 1 mile east of I-275 on Route 32.
Get ready, pull fans, for the 26th Annual National Farm Machinery Show's Championship Tractor Pull. 5 performances of ground-pounding, high-revving power. February 16th through 19th in Freedom Hall. The Championship Tractor Pull is sponsored by Seneca Ag Products. And tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster, and the Freedom Hall box office are charged. 1-800-487-1212. Come feel the power of the Championship Tractor Pull.
Channel 9, in conjunction with New Productions, is extremely happy to bring back to Cincinnati the show that is now in its 30th year, a one-of-a-kind in the country. In Cincinnati, it belongs to you.
Here's Donald Petrey. Only the second time he ever went to the qualifier makes the show. Averages 200. Donald Petrey.
What a nice ball. You see some of our crowd here. Lots of people like to come out and check out our group, and this guy is no stranger to Cincinnati television sets.
Nick Vogelgesang, well, definitely one of the best young talents in Cincinnati. Maybe one of the best we've ever even given to the United States. He has several titles.
Yeah, he has absolutely wowed the Cincinnati area for years. 15 TV appearances. I have no idea how many 300 games he has, Jen.
Very many.
He's more than he has rings. It's more rings than he has fingers.
Ooh, got that one wide and it just didn't snap.
And if there's the one fault that Nick will show you, it's the fact that he can strike with anybody, but the big ball, when it misses, it normally leaves you something ugly to shoot at.
Whoops, balk.
Yeah, well, that's all right. You're allowed to do that as long as you don't go over the line. Matter of fact, you can even go over the line if your ball does not come out of your hand.
Ooh, and he's backing it up to go after the washout.
Interesting.
Very difficult to do.
Interesting idea, but not so sure that was that well thought out.
Nick, 27 years old, ginger, and they have a little boy who's just a living doll, Nicholas. He's really a funny kid. And another one on the way in May. Geez, babies are going around. I'm telling you.
I hope it's
air.
not contagious. Not for this guy.
Donald Petrey, that's great. He's 25, married to Jenny. Children, Kelsey and Megan, a 3-month-old baby.
682, his qualifying score, as you alluded to. 0 times on TV until now. And what's he do? He comes out of the chute with a double. How do you figure, huh? And that wasn't that far off.
No, it wasn't. Donald lives in the Clifton area. Bowls out of Stones Lanes, averaging 198.
A 4-pin. This is the way you leave it. Comes off the hand very cleanly here. Again, kind of just a good fit. That's a great shot of the ball coming off of his fingertips. Now watch the head pin go straight back. Left part of your screen. That's the 2-pin going to the wall and then taking out the 7. Brings back the spare nicely. I think we're going to be seeing more of Mr. Petrey.
Yeah, really.
Rolls the ball nicely.
Throwing a burgundy hammer. He also throws a blue crush. Almost missing the head pin again.
but the big crank, the big revolution, gets back. Jen, I really don't know which way to go. If I was recreating my game on today's conditions with the equipment that's available to all the players, I'm not sure if I'd want the big bender or if I'd want to roll the ball heavier and straighter, like say like Don Scudder just roll used to be heavier and more forward. I'm not sure which way I'd go, really.
I think it's important that you're maintaining a sort of straight ball for your spares. I think that's the key to these big hookers scoring, because they're going to get the strikes. It's just whether they make their spares.
Absolutely. 21 pins. He is in the rears already. Changes equipment and doesn't fare any better, leaving the 2, 4, 5, 8, and he's shaking his head and changing equipment in the 4th frame.
Very unusual moment for Nick Vogelgesang to be confused.
That tells you that didn't learn enough in the warm-up and practice balls.
Nick lives on the west side of town,
which is where we are this week. Oh, by the way, I figured out where my Mike Sells snacks went to. My son David kind of just wandered off with him. He claims he didn't do it on purpose, but
he just couldn't help it.
Yeah, well, I noticed he had potato chip kind of crumbs on his shirt, so the evidence was there. Now my little girl Carissa, she would never do anything like that. She would ask.
Not.
She would ask first.
Donald Petrey going high that time. Leaving the 6-10, Donald has told us that his most difficult spare is the 10-pin. He has some problems with that. But, of course, he can go out to a local BPA center and practice.
Bingo! You're going to have trouble with anything that you're afraid of. There you see the difference in our two players at this point. 23 pins. Both players with a spare up in the 4th frame.
There is open bowling at most BPA centers after 9:30 and sometimes all day, so just call your local center. You can even make a reservation.
Went a little high that time. That's actually the first bad shot that he's thrown, going high through, but breaking down the spare, which tells us he's got the good heavy roll on the ball.
Taking a deep breath.
Oh, I thought he was telling me to loosen up here a little bit. We would like to again point out that in the event of a 300 game, as we watch the spare being chopped there, which is going to tighten things up, you may not want to do that to Nick Vogelgesang. You give him an opening and he's going to go with it. But in the event of a 300 game and in our final match, that's going to be a possibility if this man gets zeroed in, because he's
again
had
going light.
So many. Yeah, it's come on, Nick, figure it out. We know you know.
Get right, get right.
Yeah, smack him around a little bit. But in the event of a 300 game, we are going to have a car to give away, and we'll show you that after Nick throws his first ball on the other lane. We'll get you a shot of it. Well, we can bring it up now.
Tom Wolf, the sales representative from Jeff Weiler Imports, has for us a Nissan Altima GLE, black with leather interior, sunroof, and full power. Retail $21,765. Boy, that would be nice.
Oh, wow, was that beautiful. And so was that. Hey, we are going to be back, and hopefully that doesn't break Nick's momentum. Stay with us. We'll be here.
Come on, it's time to escape. Try bowling. Set your spirit free. Don't worry, everything's provided, including a children's playroom. It's all here. The people, the laughs, the action, and excitement. It's a great entertainment value, fun for everyone, and lanes are available now. Today more than ever, bowling adds up.
Sign up now for your Pizza Hut, Pepsi, and Beer League starting February 13th at your local BPA Fun Center.
the array of equipment that the modern-day bowler has to carry with them to a tournament. Jennifer, it's almost to the point where you need a caddy.
Boy, really. I carry 4 and sometimes 8 to my more important out-of-town events. But you know, it's important to have that one ball that works.
Wow, 4-7. You're about a quarter of an inch away from having a stone flush strike, and you've got the 4-7 to shoot. Cross lane spare typically shouldn't be much of a problem. How do you shoot your 4-7s, Jen?
Normally I try to stay towards the middle of the lane, not get too far to the right to get too much hook. Just like that.
I was going to say, we went through the Jennifer Kleekamp school of 4-7 making, huh?
You know, speaking of bowling balls, if you're wondering more about him, Chris Lacita is very knowledgeable. He's an AMF representative, and he knows a lot about bowling balls, so give him a ring.
Yeah, we'll be telling you about that contest in match number 3, so stay tuned if you want a chance at some new equipment.
Great shot. Oh,
And a
bad break.
bad break is
A
right.
little bit of deflection there.
Look
Very
at the
disappointing,
deflection.
I'm sure.
Jennifer, again, you've got to look at the racks, check them out, and then go for the heart. Everybody, center your attention on the 5-pin, middle of your screen, second one back. That's the culprit. It's going to go in front of the 8-pin right there. The 5-pin should take out the 8s. That is its mission. It did not accomplish it. He should have an easy 10-pin spare to shoot at. Instead, it's an open frame.
Donald's using the burgundy hammer, which is a very good ball. It's urethane. It seems to get through the oil if it's kind of slick, and that's the one thing I don't like about the new resin balls. They can really strike when they hit the dry, but if you get into that oil, they just spin.
Oh, we went to commercial, and we watched Nick strike. We come back, and we watch Nick strike again. Take a look at it. He didn't lose a thing. The powerful game of Nick Vogelgesang, never out of it, rips the cover right off the ball. 1-3 pocket filled up. 10 pins annihilated.
It's exactly what I was talking about with the resin ball. He moved right and got into a more dry area, and the ball snapped.
Here it is again. Coming back out from another zip code area and leaving a single pin spare. Missed his target wide right, but he leads by 1 at this point. That 9 count could offer Mr. Petrey the opportunity to tie it up and go into the lead.
Nick was second at the ABC in 1991 for the all events category, which is all 3 of your events put together. And that's quite a feat because all the best bowlers from everywhere go to the ABC.
One of the most prestigious titles you can go after. On our Pepsi BPA scoreboard, you can see that we have a match with 3 frames yet to go, and nobody's going away here.
No, Donald's showing that he's cool as a cucumber here.
Watch this to get back into the match and take control from the ground level camera. Oh, what a sweet stroke he put on the ball, and then it just simply rolls over, fills up. One of those boring, just 10 in the pit strikes instead of those scouts. And see a little oil rolling off the ball as Nick Vogelgesang looks on to see the 2, 4, 8. There's Nick contemplating what he's going to do on that right lane in the all-important 8th frame. His competitor concentrating on the spare has got to make this one, and not an easy one, Jen.
No, he's got the sleeper back there. Very good, very good.
Just barely making it. You actually want to catch a little bit more of the front pin. There you see it, 11 pins. Nick Vogelgesang could jump into the lead, but he goes right through the heart, but the fierce revolutions just rips the split apart, leaving an easy spare.
I was watching Nick yesterday in the qualifier just throwing rockets right down the middle, and you can't believe the things that he was carrying. Nose dives, light, everything. It was incredible.
I can believe it. I've watched it. He is phenomenal. 10 pins in the lead at this point. Nick Vogelgesang going into the 10th frame. 10 pins up. Obviously, if he gets the first 2 strikes, he will win our match and go on to meet the king from last week. Let's see what he does right here. Great shot. Absolutely fantastic.
Wow, he's snarling too. He says,
Under pressure.
yeah, baby.
Yes, you betcha. Under pressure, what are you going to do? Reach back for a little extra. And right here it is. Look at the cup wrist. That's 3 revolutions before it hits the lane, Jennifer.
It's awesome.
Look at him. Does he like it in a pressure situation? Nick
Yes.
will give you a good shot, and it's there again. Well, this one belongs to Nick Vogelgesang, getting the first 2, barring any unforeseen catastrophes. He's going to go out for a 200 game. The best Mr. Petrey could do would be 191.
With Nick moving on, I like his chances at the Nissan Altima GLE from Jeff Weiler Eastgate Auto Mall.
Now that he is lined up, anything is possible. You're right. Beautiful. The local hometown brewery that we're used to drinking our little green bottles from has come out with a new product called Trade Winds Iced Tea. And not being an iced tea drinker, I can tell you that this stuff is good. It's got some potential.
Tommy Jones and Tommy Nagel from Bennett Beverage Company, the local distributor for Hudipol products, was very gracious and brought us out some iced tea this morning. We'll be hitting the Little Kings later, of course.
That's right. That's after the show. After the show. And a trip 4 to go out.
Really not a bad showing at all from Donald Petrey. I hope we see him again.
Pizza Hut again. You mentioned it before, Jen, but Pizza Hut, one of our sponsors and home of the Bigfoot Pizza.
And the meat lovers. Got to have one of those.
Gotta have one of those. You're right. Game number 2 is going to come to an end, but the way we like to end our matches, on an upbeat note. Nick Vogelgesang needed the stripes. 201, 190, and Nick, why don't you take us to commercial break one time?
Yeah.